at the final few games of the season stage now. Um, yeah, we're getting into the business end of the season. Absolutely has come down to the crunch. We're going to get into my club disappointment in a moment. We're going to go through match day 35 results. West Ham versus Liverpool. That was from the London Stadium. That ended up being a 2-2 draw. Liverpool effectively out of the title race now. West Ham coming back from a 2-1 deficit. They actually took the lead in that game as well. But a very entertaining game. Liverpool just seemed really, really slow, really lethargic. Didn't really have sort of much of an outlet when it came to sort of West Ham sort of condensing all the pressure in the midfield. Liverpool kind of just got their goals on the break, and then West Ham literally just fired back at them. They were never really in control of the game. So it was one of those that was always going to be a thing where they were both going to score goals. It was just a matter of who wanted it more. So 2-2 draw, I think, is probably the best result. All things considered, obviously, what's on the line for Liverpool compared to what's on the line for West Ham. Liverpool just didn't want it enough, it seemed, and ended up being a 2-2 draw, unfortunately for them. Wolverhampton 2, Luton Town 1. That was from Molyneux. Didn't see the game, to be fair. Looked quite entertaining from what I saw. Wolverhampton, obviously, really, really safe from obviously any relegation. Luton, obviously, still in the mire. Currently still 18th, but still within touching distance of being safe. And it's going to go down to the wire, innit? So we don't know. We don't know. We can only speculate at this moment in time. But Luton do need to pick up a win from somewhere. Where that win's coming from, no one can tell. I have no idea. On to Craven Cottage. Fulham 1, Crystal Palace 1. I thought this would be a Palace win, to be fair. Palace are in a good run of form. Fulham not really having much to sort of play for this season. Kind of meandering mid-table, which is what I thought they would be at the start of the season. But yeah, I thought Fulham were really good. Crystal Palace obviously coming back into the game later on and getting the equaliser. Michael Elise has obviously made a massive difference since he's been back. Barry Eze is out again, to my understanding, injured again. If they can get him right, seriously, that's some baller they've got there. And I don't see them keeping Eze and Elise after this summer, Palace. So there might be a little bit of a shift with regards to that. Off to Newcastle. St James's Park. Sheffield United actually took the lead here until Newcastle absolutely peppered them. Ended up being Newcastle 5, Sheffield United 1. Isak on the score sheet a couple of times as well. Yeah, that's exactly what it says in the tin. Sheffield United got absolutely put in a spliff earlier in the season. 8-0, I believe that was. Newcastle went to Bramall Lane and then pretty much popped them again in the sort of corresponding fixture. Sheffield United already relegated now, so that's all been confirmed. They're going down to the Championship, and I think they'll start off with a 10-point deduction as well when they get down there. So peak life for them. Newcastle still looking for European placement. Probably will get into the top 7, to be fair. They've got a nice couple set of fixtures left, and I do expect them to get maximum points from them. Speaking of maximum points, Manchester United versus Burnley. That's one club that don't seem to know how to win at the moment. And Burnley showed their deficiencies. Like, Manchester United are so bad. I know they're in the FA Cup final against Manchester City, but they are not good to watch. They are really not a good watch at the moment. Burnley obviously still fighting for their lives. Burnley are unbeaten in their last 7. I think I read that they've lost 1 game in their last 8. I've been unbeaten in the rest, which is mad to me considering that their form, and obviously currently sitting 19th in the league. They still have a chance to get out of the bottom 3 as well. It's a 3-way shootout between Burnley, Nottingham Forest and Luton Town. So yeah, that's going to go down to the wire for sure. But I thought Burnley gave a good account of themselves and got themselves a really valuable point last week against Manchester United. Everton 1, Brentford 0. That was from Goodison Park. Everton obviously away from the relegation mire. Brentford pretty much safe as well. So this was a nothing to play for fixture. But Everton obviously keeping up their impressive form. I think they're now unbeaten in the last 4. Sean Dyche obviously changed into a tracksuit as they launched their results and obviously playing a lot better. Brentford, yeah, nothing really to play for them either. But yeah, it's one of those away days that you want to forget. Aston Villa 2, Chelsea 2, probably the most entertaining game of the lot. Aston Villa took a 2-goal lead. Chelsea came back in the second half. Incredible goal from Conor Gallagher. It's from Villa Park. Aston Villa currently sitting pretty in 4th, 7 points ahead of Spurs. yeah, one of those games that was pretty much ding dong all second half. First half for Villa, second half or majority Chelsea. I think it was a fair result, judging by the stats and obviously how it all played out. But Aston Villa looking really good for fourth. Chelsea is still chasing a European place. They could actually be eighth, I believe, if they win their game this weekend. But yeah, fair result for me. I watched the whole game. Pretty decent from both sides. Bournemouth 3, Brighton 0. That was from the Vitality Stadium. Brighton have completely switched off. They're literally on the beach. Literally on the beach at this moment in time. Bournemouth, just continuing to sort of break records with regards to their Premier League status. I think they're on the best points haul since they've been in the league. So congratulations to Iraola and his team. Bournemouth and Brighton both going to be in the Premier League next season. On to my beloved Spurs. I hate this team sometimes, seriously. North London derby at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Tottenham 2, Arsenal 3, and a disaster of the first half. I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to go into too much detail about it because there's no need. And pretty much everyone saw it. We're not good enough. Yeah, it's horrid. It's horrid. It's not good enough. We were not good enough on the day. We weren't even good enough in the second half. I think Arsenal took their foot off the gas. It was just rubbish. Postecoglou's obviously come out and said what he said with regards to what he plans to do sort of in the summer moving forward, because some of these players need to be shipped out. They can't do what he's asking them to do. And that's it. That's pretty much it. There's not really much else I could really say. Horrible, horrible, horrible game. And yeah, Arsenal thoroughly deserve to run out winners the way they did. Nottingham Forest 0, Man City 2. Kind of result I expected. Man City just going about their business professionally, do what they have to do, getting it over the line. And that's what would-be champions look like. And Manchester City will be the would-be champions because they are going to win the rest of their games, which means they're going to win a 4th Premier League in a row. There was also another game midweek, Chelsea versus Spurs again. I'm not going to speak about this one either. Horrid. Set pieces again. Not much more I can really add to that. Fix that and then I think we'll be okay. But Chelsea, who were limited in their selections, by the way, absolutely slapped us all over the pitch from start to finish. We had no answers for them, and there's not really much else I can really add to it. We were rubbish, and we're going to continue to be rubbish until the end of the season. And that's all I've got to say about that, to be quite honest. There was also a game last night, Luton Town versus Everton. This was a chance for Luton to get out of the relegation zone. They didn't take it. Drew 1-1 with Everton. Really good game now. I thought Luton gave them sort of a really good run for their money and probably should have won the game based on the chances that they had. I just don't think they're quick enough in the midfield, but they were getting really, really good success on the wings. But Everton did defend well, in fairness. On to today's games. There's quite a few Premier League games on today, quite a catalogue, so we'll whiz right through them. In about an hour's time, we've got Arsenal versus Bournemouth. That is live from the Emirates. I'm probably going to plumb with an Arsenal win. They will continue their current streak. Bournemouth already safe. I think Arsenal comfortably win that game 2-0. Off to the G-Tech Stadium. That's Brentford versus Fulham. Tough one to call, that one. West London derby as well. Probably go with a Brentford. Yeah, we'll go with Brentford 2-1 win there. Burnley versus Newcastle. That is from Turf Moor. Burnley still got something to play for this season as well. Tricky one for Newcastle to go to, especially away from home. I'm probably going to plan for a Burnley win there. We'll go 2-1 to Burnley on that one. Sheffield United versus Nottingham Forest. That is from Bramall Lane. I'm going to go with a draw there. That's a 1-1 draw for me. Manchester City are the late game today. They are playing at the Etihad. And that's against Wolverhampton. And I've gone for a 3-0 win to Manchester City. Chelsea versus West Ham from Stamford Bridge. That's got Chelsea win all over it. We'll go 2-0. Brighton versus Aston Villa. That is from the Amex. I'm probably going to go with a draw because of Aston Villa's European game midweek. Liverpool v Tottenham at Anfield. Probably go with a Liverpool win. We never go to Anfield and win. That's just the way it is. And the final game, which will be on Monday to complete the catalogue this week, is Crystal Palace versus Manchester United from Selhurst Park. And I'm going for a Crystal Palace 2-1 win there. That's enough for me. I'm going to go and watch the rest of the football this week. I'm going to try and get myself fit because I am a bit ill, but we'll chat in the next week. Cheers.